Greetings, adventurers. I am Professor Summers. That's Summers, not Summers, not Givers, Summers. And I am here to tell you about Max Brooks' Zombie Survival Guide book. It has many ways for you to survive the zombie apocalypse if one ever occurs, and how to kill them. Interesting reading, yes. Yes. On the fence, chainmail, things are what to wear to survive not being bitten by zombie. Also, there is many intelligent things in this book, but we will let blonde bimbo, how do you explain this? I would say blonde bimbo, but she don't like that. So we say the Tara. She goes and she will tell you all about this later on.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Why do you eat people?
Not people. Brains.
Brains only.
Yes.
Why?
The pain.
What about the pain?
The pain of being dead.
Hurts to be dead.
This week's Adventurous Joe Show. I am your host, as the big guy was saying at the beginning of things, before I got in here, Joseph Michaels at your service. And this is the Adventurous Joe Show's Halloween special. That's right, this is season 2, episode number 8, but it's Halloween and you know what that means. Lots of good shit. Oh yeah, lots of good shit. First off, let me start off by saying, this week, we will not just have one cosplayer of the week. We are going to have a lot of cosplayers of the week. Because, it being Halloween and all, it's the perfect time to display these cosplayers like there is no tomorrow. Also, gonna show you some video game recommendations for everything for just this special occasion. And video game, already screwing up already. Comic book review of Danger Girl and the Army of Darkness. It's gonna be good. And well, Tara does her own Tario. It's actually her dressed as Mario, but it's sexy, so to speak. Also, Angry Joe's got Batman Origins, and he's not too happy about things already, just from playing through it. Lots of bugs, lots of glitches, and we're gonna let him go right now to tell you all about it.
Oh, jeez. I don't know about you guys, but so far my experience with Batman Arkham Origins has just been filled with like crashes, bugs. This is the PC version, so I'm not really sure. I kind of want to get your opinion or if any of this stuff is happening to you guys. So first off, can't even get the game to launch. I have to, it runs the first time setup. It just sits there at, you know, the .NET framework, Microsoft. I had to basically uninstall that, then install that in order, reinstall it to get that game to even launch. Finally, when the game launches, I play for about 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go to bed. So I go to bed. Next morning, I wake up, you know, play some more of the game, and then when it goes to the save game screens, the game crashes like immediately. So I'm freaking out. I lost 6 hours of work, and I'm going back and forth trying to figure out how to do this. Just restarting my system, verifying the game cache integrity, looking at all the files, launching the executable manually in compatibility mode, all sorts of things to try to get this fucking thing to work. Then I have to figure out I have to delete the bmengine.ini file or the biengine.ini file from the Steam folder in order to get it to relaunch without crashing on me, because it just kept crashing over and over. I didn't know what to do, so I deleted that, which basically deletes your graphics settings and resets it to default. Then it worked, but it worked in, you know, like a windowed mode, so I had no idea what was going on there. Eventually I had to do some other things and updated my graphics drivers. Then the game started to work again, luckily from my save file. So then I was playing some more and I started to enjoy it more, and then I ran into the Deathstroke fucking boss battle, which is repetitive as hell, and there's only like one specific strategy to beat him, and it kind of pissed me off. I mean, that took forever, a lot of retries. But other than that, the game has been alright, and then I fucking run into a glitch where I'm stuck in a room and I can't fucking get out. So I just want to put this out there, guys. If you run into this glitch, it's a known glitch. Throughout the map, you can go to Enigma's radio towers. Once you unlock the radio tower that Riddler has set up, then you can use your Batwing, which is the aerial aircraft, to fast travel all around the map. But you have to go to the comms tower first, do a little mission, and unlock it with your decoder. Unfortunately, the one over in Gotham City, I think it's Bentley or let's see, Burnley or Lacey Communications Tower. That one's bugged. Don't do it. So, you know, if you do end up getting in there and unlocking it, you have to get out through a vent. Unfortunately, the vent, Batman doesn't fucking lift himself up there, so you're stuck in the fucking room. And I didn't know what to do for a while. Some people figured out that you could actually fast travel out of that room. So I fast traveled out of it, and then I was like, well, now I can't fast travel back to this location. I can't complete the fucking Enigma challenges because of this fucking glitch. But crazily, this guy on YouTube managed to figure it out, and he is God among men, because what's his name here? Oh, I ain't even gonna pronounce it. I'm just gonna put that right here. I don't know how he figured this out, but he did it. He says the video quality was kind of low, so I'm going to show you what he taught me with this video in my higher quality there, and actually me doing it, so that if you've run into the same problem, you can fix it doing this until a patch comes out. for the numerous things that are glitchy with this game. So here it is. I just kept trying this over and over, so I mean, it looks like I did it in one shot here. I'm not that skilled, but once I got it, I was like, alright, this is cool. I want to put this up on the channel. So check this out, and I'll sort of narrate how to do it. Okay, so before we begin, you have to do this maybe on a PC and use the keyboard because the controller's so hard. You'll see that Batman's trying to glitch there. I wasn't able to get it for you. But what you want to do is once you make it to that tower, you have to glitch Batman to fly upwards. So I'll show you. Go to this billboard, okay? Glide off the middle of the billboard, bank around, hit F, and then sling yourself so you get that little bit of extra boost, then dive so you can get some momentum, bank upward, and you should plop right on top of this pipe, okay? This is where you want to be. Now, this gets complicated. Okay, once Batman does that little jump, like, yeah, there you go, in between the two pieces, start pressing the S button. Now, there I fell off because S is backwards. So we can do it again for you here. I'm going to go to the billboard and glide off the billboard. Bank around, hit F, okay, then speed it up with spacebar, then glide, dive, gain some momentum, get up on that pipe. Now we're looking for Batman to do this little fall animation, this little sort of fall or this jump, and he does it right there. See, he did it. Now crouch immediately, press S and move the mouse to the left. And it depends. Sometimes the mouse needs to go to the left. Sometimes the mouse needs to go to the right while you press the S key. So you're slowly walking backwards. And for some reason, the camera, it's that camera action with the mouse that once you move the camera past the midpoint of the screen while you're pressing S, Batman will fly up into the air for no apparent reason. But make sure you have all these settings right. You need physics enabled. Actually, some people says you could do it without physics. But it worked for me once I enabled physics and once I put the MSAA to 4x and I turned on VSync. Just want to make sure all the settings are correct. It's ridiculous that we have to do this in order for this to fucking work. But once you get it to work, you can finish off the Enigma challenges and you unlock the fast travel location. And you won't get trapped up in that room, and you don't have to worry about that shit, so you're good. I just wish we didn't have to fucking do this. For a bug this huge, I mean, one of the fast travel locations on the map, that's pretty big. I don't know how this got through QA testing, and it's a shame that we have to do this crazy-ass thing. And I just wanted to show you this, guys, because I have no idea how we figured it out, and I have no idea how I pulled it off myself because I'm not very good with motor skills and stuff, so I'm just kind of proud I got it done, but it's just fucking crazy we have to do this to get the fucking fast travel location to unlock. So yeah, there's a lot of glitches, or at least I've run into just non-stop glitches, one right after the other. Your experience may be different on the Xbox, the PlayStation 3, but so far the PC has been sort of glitchy for me. So if you've run into the same problem, there's the fix. If you've run into similar crashes, leave them in the comments. Let me know. Still working on the review. It's probably going to be delayed like another day or two because, you know, I was trying to get this going for a full day. All those other crashes at the beginning. But anyway, alright? I wish people would just release games bug-free the first time. Maybe have Q&A go through it, and then Q&A 2 go through it, right? So that we have a nice, clean experience the first time around with none of this frustration bullshit, and we don't have to fucking play with physics in order to pop the dude up into the air in order to get something done that's very basic done, alright? Alright, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. And if I run into one more glitch, I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do, which is let's flip out!
Okay, there you have it. Bad news for PC PC users if you're playing Batman Arkham Origins. Whew, I haven't even gotten the game yet. I bought the season pass so I just could get all the free goodies instead. Then I'll get the game when because I'll have all the free goodies already. Okay, moving on. I said we're gonna, as a Halloween special treat, I got some DVDs and video game recommendations for you. First off, Blood, the Last Vampire. Now this is the original animated movie, not that crappy remake live-action piece of crap that they made. This is the original animated movie. This tells the story of this young woman right here, who actually is your character in the Blood Plus series. The animated series, excuse me. She fights the vampires, she's doing everything she can, and apparently it's taking place in the time frame that's talked about during Blood Plus. But there is also other details to it as well. See, according to the back it says, at the Yokota Air Force Base in Japan, a nervous American military is on the brink of the Vietnam War. But a greater threat exists within the walls of the heavily guarded compound. Vampires. Yes, it's a Halloween special, folks. Bear with it. Okay? Blood Plus and Blood, the Last Vampire, is about vampires during the time of the Vietnam War. Yay. It's a great movie. I recommend you pick it up. Solid to watch and easy to enjoy. Okay. Also, for you zombie fanatics out there and video gamers, Resident Evil movies. The best damn one of all. This one right here. Also, next year, oops, sorry about that. Next year symbolizes the last of the Resident Evil movies, because Resident Evil 6, whatever movie that's going to be exactly, the title is going to be exactly, is going to be the final in the Resident Evil movie series. So, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. Anyways, these are both solid to watch. I recommend picking them up. Catch it if you can, especially this one. Get this one if you can find it still. Because with this 4-movie one, it's all four of the first 4 movies all in one thing. And Resident Evil Retribution, excellent movie. I highly recommend picking this one up. It was great from start to finish. No boring crap in between or dragging it out here and there. It was just great from start to finish. Anyways, we've got video game recommendations up the yin-yang when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay, first off, Dante's Inferno. Travel the 7 circles of hell. It's 7 or 9? I think it's 7. Yeah, 7 deadly sins, 7 circles of hell. And battle the undead. Battle their way to freedom. It's the best damn game ever, but it can scare the living shit out of you in the process. Highly recommend it. Pick it up, check it out, try it out, enjoy it. Also, besides Dante's Inferno, we have Darksiders. Now, Darksiders is a very different kind of game. This is apocalyptic kind of shit. So basically, yeah, you will be battling the undead, demons, and so on and so forth. But you're one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. And your job is to get everything straightened out because somebody unleashed hell on Earth without the proper say-so from either the guy downstairs or the man upstairs. Either way, solid gameplay, great to play, excellent to enjoy. And then you've got Clive Barker's Jericho. Now this one is considered bad undead shit because you're battling zombies like there's no tomorrow. All being controlled by an ancient artifact of some kind. And you're sent in, this special forces team is sent in to find out what's going on. And when they find out, it involves everything from traveling back in time to the fact of traveling God knows where from there. But either way, solid gameplay, lots of violence and gore if you like that kind of thing, and not too bad on the storyline either. Highly recommend. Sorry, long day. Trying it out for yourself. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Yeah. Another vampire-based game, but at the same time, you're still battling undead. You're fighting through against demons and so on and so forth. And there's a surprise twist at the end of this that if you have not seen the trailer or the story talking from the story editors and shit for the next Castlevania game, don't watch it. Make sure you play this game first to see the ending. Also, Bullet Witch. Now, like I said, we've got a lot of recommendations here. Bullet Witch allows you to fight the undead as well, but you're this half human, half witch who's able to battle these guys on her own kind of playing field, so to speak. Another great game. Alan Wake. Now this one's kind of creepy. It's about author Alan Wake going through this unbelievable living nightmare kind of thing. He's trapped in a dark world where everything is darkness. And anything and everything in the darkness is dangerous. And basically you're attacked by enemies that look like they're humans, but they're actually shadow demons. And all this shit is just in his mind, within his, playing on his fears. Great game. Kind of disappointed in the ending, but then again, you know, what can you do? It's an Alan Wake game. No offense to the author himself, but I could have done better. Anyways, Dark Sector, another great game involving zombies. If you love that kind of shit, it says of the virus, the source of your pain, your enemy, your power. Unleash the deadly power of the glaive and become the hero. Now the glaive is this. It's this blade-like weapon that, you know, it's kind of like that weapon in Crawl. If you've ever seen Crawl, I recommend seeing Crawl. Then you'd know what the hell a glaive is. This damn thing is just like that. It's like that, only it comes like through an armor kind of piece through your hand. And it goes like that, and then he goes, tosses it like a boomerang kind of effect kind of thing. Like I said, just like in Crawl. Solid gameplay. God, I hate today. Solid gameplay. Excellent storyline. Highly recommend you pick it up. If you can't pick it up still, find it someplace you can get it from and try it out. Lollipop Chainsaw. Oh yeah, baby. Now this one involves a lot of zombie killing because this little baby right here, Julia, I believe her name is Juliet Sterling. And a lot of cosplayers have cosplayed this woman already. And I mean a lot. From Jessica Nigri to Destiny Nicholson. There is a lot of cosplay in this girl. Anyways, she's just turning, I believe she's just turning 16 in the game. The day the zombie apocalypse shit happens. And she has to fight them. And in the process, get her boyfriend's body back and shit because, or renew, keep him alive from turning into a zombie and shit. So she cuts off his head and carries it around with her, which is the weirdest and goofiest shit I've ever seen and played. Either way, great game, solid storyline, 2 different endings, 2 different ones, depending on how you do in the game. And, yeah, so it's basically got some moral choices in between there and here and there, too. Either way, highly recommend to pick up this one. Try it out for yourself. And then, we've got Resident Evil Archives for the Xbox 360. Now, Archives consists of the fact that the Resident Evil games 4, 5... No, Code Veronica, Resident Evil 4, and 5, Gold Edition, were bundled with Resident Evil 6. Now, Resident Evil 6, I don't know if you could really call it a zombie kind of fighting game anymore. I mean, there were zombies, but at the same time, it wasn't like all the other Resident Evil games. These guys were just relentless. They were using clubs and shit. Fighting, and it was like that Land of the Dead shit. Either way, then you got Resident Evil Revelations. Now this one takes place all on a cruise ship. Yeah, a cruise ship. Either way, they're both great games. Try them out for yourself. Check and let us know what you think. Now, if you got game recommendations, put them down in the comments below. Say, hey, I want to see this game played. Or I want to hear you talk about this one. This was actually a great one too. Okay? Now, moving on. We've also got Rise of Nightmares. This game is for the Xbox 360 Kinect system. And it can scare the holy shit out of you if you're playing it like you have to through the Kinect. There's a lot of moments in it where you feel like you're about to frickin' die in just where you're standing. It was unbelievable. So, that's the end of that one. Rise of Nightmares for the Xbox 360 Kinect system. And then we got The Witcher. Yes, I know, The Witcher. The Witcher 3 is coming out next year. Don't know if it's going to be for Xbox 360 though. I know it's going to be for the PC and Xbox One, as far as I know. Anyhow, The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings, has got the best everything in this. From fighting dragons, demons, zombie kind of shit, you're also got your sexual things to it as well. So this is not recommended for anyone that's a teenager or lower. This is recommended for adults only. So, yeah. And Red Dead. Okay, also, Red Dead Redemption. Now this is the Game of the Year edition. The only reason why we're recommending it, not just because of the solid gameplay for for Red Dead Redemption, but the DLC pack comes with the Game of the Year edition. That's right. The Undead Nightmare one comes with this. Now the DLC storyline was only available through Xbox 360, Xbox Live, excuse me, and it's actually pretty damn good. There's a lot of scary moments in it and stuff, but at the same time, it's an open world shooter. You get to go everywhere, ride to different areas, kill zombies, burn coffins, and so on and so forth. It was just pretty damn good. We highly recommend playing this one. And then you have Dead Rising 1, 2, and the Off the Record story. Now, Dead Rising 1 and 2 coincide with one another. Dead Rising 2, Off the Record, is actually what would have happened if this was Dead Rising 2 and the story of Frank West continued like this. See? Now, Dead Rising 2, off the record, is actually an alternate timeline story. This actually takes place, is the actual story that takes place after the first Dead Rising. Dead Rising 2 is the actual story that takes place after the first Dead Rising. Either way, solid gameplay, great to play, lots of stuff to do in it, excellent to play through, killing zombies galore, and so on and so forth. Another high recommendation for it all. And then we have Splatterhouse. Now this is actually a remake of the original game, which was just like an arcade style kind of thing for the older Nintendo system and shit. Splatterhouse, the remake, is actually way better. Killing zombies, killing demons, killing everything, just as this big behemoth that you are. Oh my god. It was awesome to go through. Kind of frustrating towards the end of the game, but then again, you know, so was the original. Excellent, solid gameplay, beautiful graphics, great gore and violence, and so on and so forth. And it's rated M for mature, so it is for adults only this time. Because I'll tell you why it's adults only kind of thing. Rick's girlfriend took a lot of naked little pictures for him. And that you find pieces of them all over throughout the game and shit. Each level you'll find a different piece, and there's like 4 or 5 pieces to find for each level. Put the pieces back together and you find yourself, whoa, mama, looking at some heavy-duty photography work. Great job, Rick. Okay. And then, for our final 2 recommendations, just a second. And there go all the games. Damn it! For our final 2 recommendations, we have Bayonetta and Darksiders 2. Now, Darksiders 2 is picking up where Darksiders leaves off. Totally new storyline. Everything is different. Still fighting zombies, demons, so on and so forth, as one of the 4 horsemen. And Bayonetta. Now, this beautiful witch uses her hair as her clothing. Seriously. She can take her hair, her long black hair, and make it into her clothing. She also battles the undead, and so on and so forth. It's pretty good. Storyline's excellent. Gameplay is great. Another highly recommended game to play. Plus, she's been cosplayed twice. Unreal. Anyways, and what the hell is all that damn noise? Okay, what the flapjack in hell is going on out there? Excuse me a minute. That's what I want to know. Okay, what the hell are you guys doing out there? I got a bad feeling about this. Anyways, we'll move on momentarily after I find out what the hell is going on here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go find out what the hell is going on out there. What was that? What did that she say? All that ruckus out there? Well, that sounds like somebody starting a war there, sweetheart. Then again, this is the worst Groucho Marx impersonation you will ever see. Oh, hell no. Look, go talk to Tara. She's doing a Loot Crate unboxing for this month, and you know, see what she's got to say on things. Also, she's having some kind of free giveaway. Excuse me, I gotta take care of this. Yeah!
It's me, Tario! Hello and welcome to a new episode of Nerdy Show and Tell. It's Loot Crate week again. First things first, this week I'm doing a giveaway. That's right, a Loot Crate giveaway. So let me know down in the comments how you would survive the most creative way in a zombie apocalypse. The winner, obviously, will get a subscription to Loot Crate. If you guys don't know what Loot Crate is, it's a monthly subscription to geek and gamer gear of all kinds, and you guys will absolutely love it. As I've stated so many times before, it's pretty much like getting loot without having to go on adventures. So without further bullshit, why don't we just get into unboxing this month's crate? Let's open her up, matey. Some things are attached to things. The first thing I see is issue number 3 of the Looter's Manual thingy. And this month is entitled Survive, appropriately because Halloween. The next thing I see is a shirt, and I love it when they give shirts because they're always in my size. Is it good? I haven't seen yet. Oh my god! This is the best shirt I've literally ever seen. Hold on, I have to totally put this on because holy fucking shit. Okay, now my hair may be messed up and I might not be Mario anymore, but you know what? I'm sporting the Walking Dead. So freaking awesome, right? The next thing I see upon looking into my crate is a gummy eyeball. Let's try it out. Oh, it's not actually an eyeball when you take it out of the package. It's like a fruity marshmallow. Next, it looks like there's going to be a Valentine's Day card or something of the sort. The Valentine's Day card says, I love your guts. Your brains are nice too. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to send this to the person who wins the giveaway as well. And I'm going to put a personal message and I'm going to draw something inside. So, once again, let me know how you'll survive in a zombie apocalypse. That would be really funny and awesome to me. And I will also send you a personalized before Valentine's Day card from me. Giveaways are fun, right? The next thing I see is 2 temporary tattoos. A bite mark and a barcode that says infected. And it also says LC leaked. Cool, where should we stick these? Okay, I think I found a spot. We should do this on the arm. Totally nailed it this time. And we can do the bite mark on my face. Looks like I'm using an ice pack to fix my face for some reason. Because the zombie bit it and that's what's going on. So I'm walking around, I'm like, hey friends, what's up? And they're like, what's wrong with your face? And I'm like, oh nothing. A zombie just bit it, what? Next in the box is like the cutest pins I've ever seen. They're pixelated and they look like they're from some kind of old like 8-bit or 16-bit zombie game. And there is a health ration, a bow and arrow, and a zombie hand. Had to put the pins somewhere, right? In this month's crate, you're also going to get $5 off Graphics Lab, your cure for the common tea. And your very own Zombie Hunter ID card. How awesome is this? Name, date of birth, and blood type. I don't know my blood type. And last but definitely not least is a full-on zombie survival guide. Can you guys freaking believe this? The complete protection from the living dead. 1 million in print, New York Times bestseller. The Zombie Survival Guide. And look how freaking thick this book is. This is a legitimate book inside of your Loot Crate. As well as a Walking Dead t-shirt. This is definitely my favorite month of Loot Crate of all time. So far. I've only been doing this for like 3 or 4 months. But still, oh my god, it's just getting better and better. Use your head, cut off theirs. Ideal protection equals tight clothes, short hair. Tight clothes. Epic. I was supposed to stream after this. That's it for this month's Loot Crate unboxing. Make sure you post down in the comments how you would survive in a zombie apocalypse the most creative, sexy, funny, gamer way, and I'm going to choose someone who's going to win a Loot Crate subscription. All the rest of you, if you want $3 off your first crate, don't forget to go to www.lootcrate.com/TARABABCOCK and use the promo code TARABABCOCK, all caps, no spaces. Don't forget to check it out, and watch out, I'm infected. Oh yeah, and I'm also going to be sending you the personalized Valentine's Day card if you win the giveaway. I love you guys! Infected power.
Whew. Unbelievable. Okay. So, you heard Tara. Follow the link down below. Sign up for Loot Crate. And type in the code SURVIVE. and you've got yourself into LootCrate. Or do as Tara said and type in her name, all caps, no spaces, and get I think it's $3 off your first LootCrate. Or your first month, I'm not sure. You'd have to pay attention to what she says and follow from there. I had to battle a few undead people and help out whatever is going on out there these days. Hoy! Halloween can be a nightmare come true. Okay, comic book review time. Of Danger Girl and the Army of Darkness. Up next. Okay, like I said, comic book review time of Danger Girl and the Army of Darkness. Now, in this, Ash, our hero, played by Bruce Campbell in the movies, Evil Dead 1 and 2, and the Army of Darkness itself, returns to our own time frame, our own timeline again and stuff, battling the undead and so on and so forth, because the Book of the Necronomicon fell in the wrong hands again. And now he's got a team with Danger Girl to get it back. And it turns out the book fell into the hands of Danger Girl's own enemy. Oh, brother. Unbelievable storyline. Check out the graphics. And yes, she's got the big ones. And then you got Sidney Savage here. You got Val. There's Ash. Like I said, solid storyline, great book. Lots of cool shit going on in it. Also, in the back, it tells you about the Army of Darkness books themselves. Yeah, it turns out IDW created Ash's own little comic series as well and stuff. Anyways, this book ranges around $19.99. I got it from my local comic shop because I paid for it at $19.99. But you can get it on Amazon.com for a cheaper price, and check it out. Highly recommend it. It's a great storyline, great artwork. The book itself, excellent to read. It's got a lot of funny moments, and given that Ash is in it, it's really funny as hell. Okay, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It was a solid book. I will highly recommend it. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe Show, gives it its own badass seal of approval and a high recommendation that you check it out. Okay, moving on. And speaking of checking things out, time to turn things back over to Tara and find out what's going on with this week's news in Tara Talks. Take it away, Tara.
Last week there was this crazy zombie bug going through the Zoomin.TV office. All of them were sick and none of them could edit number 12 last week. Seriously! At least now we know though, if there's a zombie apocalypse, there will be no more Tara Talks. This week, disaster console Ouya is looking to the cloud, Nintendo wants to make new remakes, and it looks like Alien Isolation might be a first-person horror game. It's me, Tario, and you're watching Tara Talks on Zoomin.TV Games. And yes, in honor of Halloween, I am wearing my self-made, self-designed sexy Mario outfit, but that's not news, so let's check out what is. 20th Century Fox has registered the trademark for Alien Isolation. This is gonna be a video game, and it might be the same game that Sega and Creative Assembly are working on. According to sources from Kotaku, this might be a first-person survival horror shooter type of game. There's going to be an emphasis on hand-to-hand combat, and you're going to be playing as Ripley's daughter. The location, an abandoned spaceship. The enemy, one alien. This smells like so much fucking awesome.
Motherfucker! Come on, get it, baby! Come on!
Anybody who's into Kickstarter or computer hardware might have read about Ouya. The Android-based console is much weaker than your PS3, but in theory it's kinda cool. Unfortunately, the people behind Ouya have made so many mistakes, they have this terrible reputation of being complete crap. CEO Julie Ehrman said in an interview with VentureBeat that she's interested in expanding to the cloud. The interesting part about this news, though, is that the crappy Android console will actually be able to play things like Battlefield 4, thanks to this technology. So, maybe there's still life in Ouya after all. Nintendo is, in fact, interested in making more remakes of older games. According to Shigeru Miyamoto, third-party developers will have to do this job, but after the commercial success of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, it might be something Nintendo's actually going to do. Miyamoto would be interested in remaking Super Mario Galaxy, while Eiji Aonuma mentioned earlier this month that he'd like to make a remake of Majora's Mask. Speaking of older Nintendo games, I am now playing through Super Mario World, which is so much fun. If you guys haven't seen that yet, check out my personal channel. Shameless promotion. While we're on the topic of Nintendo, after the Japanese release, Nintendo of Europe did confirm that they're no longer receiving Wii consoles anymore. This holiday season will probably be the last time you can find it in stores. After 7 years, over 1,200 games have been released for the Wii. On average, those who own a Nintendo Wii own 8.7 games for the console. I personally am a little bit above average, but I still say my favorite of all time is the Paper Mario series. And the new Super Mario Bros. Series. And the new Donkey Kongs. Wii Fit was kinda cool. And now, let's have a look at what new games have been announced.
Andre's still furious, but after a few rounds with the punching bag, I've gotten Andre to lighten up a bit.
If you're a fan of The Sims, you might need to wait a little bit longer in order to play The Sims 4. The new Simulator of Life will be out in autumn next year. Did you guys ever get a chance to play Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube? How about Dawn of a New World on Wii? If not, you're in luck, because both games are going to be remade in HD for the PlayStation 3. The Tales of Symphonia Chronicles is set for February 28th. Good news for fans of BioShock, we're going back to Rapture, but we're visiting the Sunken City in its good days. BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 1 will be available to download from November 12th. The JRPG Atelier Escha and Logi, Alchemists of the Death Sky, will be available for the PS3 in Europe on March 7th. And here's some more love for lovers of Japanese games. Hyperdimension Neptunia PP, which is a working title, will be available next year on the PlayStation Vita. Another JRPG, Mugen Soul Z, will be released next year as well, but on the PlayStation 3. Now, what's coming out this week? Finally, this week we will cross the blue ocean and search for treasure in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This game will only be out for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, but the next generation versions will be coming out next month. Freaking finally! I wait for this every single year, and guess what? It always comes out like a week before my birthday. How freaking lucky is that? Hell yeah, Assassin's Creed, and hell yeah, Ubisoft. Another huge release this week is the first-person shooter game Battlefield 4. Now, this is only the current generation consoles once again, but nonetheless, it will provide you with tons of shooter fun. Keep those kill compilations coming, soldiers. Oh, and I'm kind of a little bit ashamed to admit that I had it on my to-do list to opt in for the beta, and I didn't, so definitely gotta pick up this game now. And if you prefer a more hand-to-hand physical game, WWE 2K14 might be for you. Available this Wednesday in the States and this Friday in Europe. And if you really haven't had enough of Angry Birds, you can control the Force once again with Angry Birds Star Wars, coming out this week on all platforms. Personally, Angry Birds is kind of fun to play, but my favorite part of Angry Birds is seeing the Princess Leia stuffed animal Angry Bird. If anyone sends me that, I will, do naughty things to you. This week's Tara's topic is going to be all about, you guessed it, Assassin's Creed. This is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I think I've gushed about this numerous times, but this time I want to talk about which one has been my favorite so far. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, obviously. I mean, the game was bigger, Revelations was kind of small, the first one was really awful. Okay, let me tell you a story about my first Assassin's Creed. When it came out, I played it and I realized that it was really repetitive and kind of boring, but I just loved it. There was something that was keeping a hold of me and making me play everything and get all of everything and just complete the game 100%. And I actually did. But after Revelations, I decided I wanted to go back and try it again, and it was god-awful. I could not get through it. I could not finish it and actually complete everything without almost gagging. It was so bad compared to the other ones. And that's why I tell people who have played the first one and didn't like it to definitely go ahead and play the other ones. And kind of just if you're going to start off playing that franchise, skip the first one, then come back to it later just for the story of Altair. It was that bad. But the reason I like Brotherhood so much is because of the Christina missions. If you guys didn't play those, it is what made me fall in love with Ezio. And if you guys saw my new video all about how to get your girlfriend into gaming, I actually took my favorite part of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and put it in that video. Because I absolutely love how he just went and interrogated Christina's new husband, and I won't spoil it for you. You guys gotta check that out if you haven't already. After my interview at E3 with the lead writer of Assassin's Creed, I was really excited for Black Flag, mainly because they said it's going to be a really big game, much better than Assassin's Creed 3, and there's going to be pirates, obviously. Now let's talk a little bit about what I would want the scenario to be for Assassin's Creed 5. As I've told you guys before, I really want it to be set in World War II, and I really want it to be a female protagonist. I know that they've already hinted to Hitler being a Templar, so I think this would kind of be an okay transition, but it might be a little bit of a touchy subject. Even more touchy than Native American issues in early America.
I'm here for the Templar.
To the point as always.
So your guys' homework this week is to tell me in the comments what your favorite Assassin's Creed was and what you want Assassin's Creed 5 to be. And as my last personal plug of the week, you guys have to check out my channel. It's down in the description. I am doing a giveaway for Hearthstone beta keys. 2 European, 1 US, and it's going to be on Halloween. So check that out. Definitely come by my stream and win a Hearthstone beta key. Why not? And thanks to Zoomin Games for giving me the 2 European ones. You guys rock. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to follow Zoomin.tv Games on all the social networks. Tario out!
And there you have it. Tara Talks back in action. Oh, excuse me. Tario. How does that even work? I mean, I get the whole Mario thing, but Tario? Anywho's. Okay. Now, Tara has also been working on a little project she likes to call How to Get Your Girlfriend into Gaming. And basically it's her tips and tricks on how to get your girlfriend to, you know, enjoy what you're doing. Get her into it, make her a part of it and everything. But there's a lot of times it don't work, especially if you don't got a girlfriend. And if you find a woman, half the time they don't even want you to be playing video games. Anyways, here's Tara now with how to get your girlfriend into gaming.
Hey guys, today I'm going to give you my personal tips on how to get that stubborn girlfriend into gaming with you. I really want to help games get more female exposure. I just know that if we work together, we can get them loving games just as much as I do. This guide can apply to you too if your significant other is male, but since it's generally harder to get girls into gaming, we'll focus on that a little bit more. First off, congrats on being a part of the best fucking thing in the world and contributing to my favorite community of people. God, gaming is just so amazing for so many different reasons, but you already know that. So let's get the ball rolling. First off, if you are with someone who makes you feel like gaming is stupid or a waste of time, get that notion completely out of your head immediately. Not only is gaming a valid career path, an immersive and self-improving, thought-provoking hobby, and just an epic experience all around, your significant other should support your passions, no matter what they are. Being with someone who doesn't understand you, controls you, or makes you feel like what you care about doesn't matter is not healthy. You deserve better. So step 1 is sitting her down and letting her know why it means so much to you, what gaming has done for your life, and why you enjoy it. Remember, communication is important. If she's a good person, she'll want you to be happy. You can tell her stories about playing growing up, or that time when gaming was there for you when no one else was. Step 2, and a great way to start getting her involved, is to play a couple one-player campaigns for her. I still even do this with my friends sometimes. Some games are so entertaining to watch that they're like interactive movies or something, and watching can be just as fun as playing sometimes. For this, I recommend games like Heavy Rain and adventure games like Assassin's Creed. She'll love Ezio. He's so romantic. Kind of.
Whoa, hey! Aspetta! What are you doing?
Do you love her?
What?
Do you love her? Christina! The woman you're about to marry!
Yes, I do. I swear I do. Kill me here, and I will die still loving her.
You are never going to gamble again.
Never, Messer.
You will be a good husband to her. Or I will hunt you down. Kill you myself. He's fine. He'll make a good husband. I made sure of it.
What? RPGs, or games that allow you to make decisions, can be fun too. You can never choose what to say in the dialogue. Catherine is one of my favorites for this, with a bunch of crazy endings. Chances are she'll eventually want to play too, so you guys can switch off from time to time. Next, you can find out what she likes and get her playing some casual games or some girly games that will spark her interest for the world of gaming. Farmville girls might like Animal Crossing or Harvest Moon. One thing you gotta understand is, until recently, gaming was thought to be only for men. So many girls simply weren't exposed to gaming growing up, which means they just aren't as interested or simply think it's too hard to do. Be patient and understanding of this fact. She's not gonna be a pro gamer right away, and she's not gonna be overwhelmed by a high-level RTS or FPS for her first game. And if she does want that, why are you even watching this video? Go play with your girlfriend. You've scored yourself a keeper. This brings me to my next tip. If she's never gamed before, make sure the game is a little bit easier. I recommend petting 2 kittens with one hand and showing her games from your childhood. Unless you played a lot of Contra, don't have her playing Contra. Not only will she most likely love the cuter graphics of things like Super Mario and Donkey Kong, but the controls and the platformer style gameplay will be a little bit easier without being boring. Hey, and the benefit of most of these is, they have a co-op mode. Which can, dun-dun-dun-dun, make gaming something you guys enjoy doing together. You know, as a way to bond. Many girlfriends will feel like men use gaming as a way to kind of get away from them, or they feel really ignored when you spend days or hours on end playing. If you involve her and get her hooked, you guys will be spending a lot more time together too, which she'll be happy about. Trust me. Get a good multiplayer game like World of Warcraft, where investing time into the game actually counts for something. Co-own a raiding or PvP guild together, and remember, show her the vanity pets. There's definitely nothing sexier than a woman backing up her man in a raid by healing him. Or maybe you're the healer. Female tanks. Hot. If MMO games aren't your poison, try some co-op console games like Castle Crashers or Rayman Legends. Still not your thing? There's still tons of great party games like Wii Party, Mario Party, and of course, fighting and racing games for those times you just want to waste time together. If you want to break the ice, you can even invite some friends over for this too. Make it a party, and don't forget about sports games and dance games. Imagine it, you and your girl sitting on the couch smiling and laughing as you tread through a good game story or challenge each other in Mortal Kombat. Sounds like heaven, right? Well, tell her that you feel that way. Hopefully these tips have helped gamers around the world keep their relationship and improve it while enjoying the many fruits of being a gamer. And remember, don't let anyone tell you that gaming is a waste of time. Changing yourself and not being who you are for someone else is totally not worth the D or the pussy that you're getting for the compromise. If she doesn't or he doesn't, there are plenty of gamers out there who will understand you. Like me. And girls, you don't know how many men would fall in love with you all over again if you opened your mind to a good game. It's sexy and it shows intelligence and love for your man. Don't be afraid, games don't bite. You'll have fun too. Good luck and happy gaming!
Okay, and there you have it. Got a girlfriend? And she's not into gaming? Now you know how to get her into gaming. And for those of you that don't have a girlfriend, I know, it's gonna suck if you can't, but hey, you never know. Life is a little precious thing that we don't like to waste. Sometimes. Okay, anyways, it's time now to turn things over to WatchMojo.com. Well, why is WatchMojo.com being given things here? Well, let's tell you this much. They put together the top 10 zombie films of all time, and we'd like to hear what they got to say about it. Now, some of them I wouldn't have put on the top 10 list, but at the same time, it's WatchMojo. It's WatchMojo. You know, they do their own thing. And now we're gonna let them explain things to you, and then we're gonna have us a little fun with some anime zombie stuff. Enjoy.
They hunger for human flesh. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best zombie movies. Don't hate us for not including The Walking Dead on our list. While that award-winning project blends all the things we love most about the genre, its compelling characters, moral dilemmas, and stomach-turning effects are all on the small screen, and therefore not eligible. Number 10, Wreck. Kicking off our list is the Spanish zombie flick that inspired the Hollywood remake Quarantine. Rec follows a reporting team as they filmed a night shift at a local fire station on a routine call. However, this call is anything but routine as they're soon hunted by hellish ghouls that can climb walls. Just keep a crucifix and some holy water on you and you should be good. Number 9. Zombie 2. This cult classic follows a reporter and the daughter of a missing scientist as they explore a mysterious island that's crawling with the undead. While the film shamelessly cashed in on the success of George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, it is still a must-see for zombie lovers. Keep your eyes open for outrageous gore and maggot-infested monsters that feed on sharks. Number 8. Dead Snow. Norwegian filmmakers decided zombies weren't scary enough, so why not Nazi zombies? A group of students on a mountain vacation are confronted with a terrifying piece of history. After being cursed and left to freeze to death, these soldiers of the Third Reich feast on the flesh of anyone foolish enough to cross their path. Wind 'em up, boys. Number 7. Brain Dead. Before he took us on a journey to destroy the One Ring, Peter Jackson created this off-the-wall zombie splatter flick. A village idiot attempts to hide his overbearing mom from the town. Did we mention the part about her being an undead flesh eater? This all-out gore fest is funny to the point of ridiculous. But trust us, never did lawn care tools come in so handy.
Party's over.
Number 6. Zombieland. A group of unlikely survivors takes a post-apocalyptic road trip across the Midwest to find a safe haven. You can't beat Zombieland's humor, incredible slow-mo title sequence, survival rules, Twinkie-crazed Woody Harrelson, and Bill Murray cameo.
Mr. Murray? Bill, I think now.
Best of all, this film features the most bone-chilling ghoul ever to hit the silver screen, a zombie clown. Number 5. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun's having a bad day. This deadbeat tries to salvage his relationship while also playing hero when the zombie apocalypse arrives.
I shot him.
The plan? To drink at the local pub until everything blows over. This may be a parody of zombie flicks, but this film breathed new life into the genre with its laughs, scares, and unique zombie killing techniques. Oh! Number 4. The Return of the Living Dead. When a medical warehouse worker tries to show off, he accidentally unleashes a gas that causes the dead to reanimate. And guess what? Decapitating the zombies does nothing, and burning their bodies makes matters worse. Set to a kick-ass soundtrack of death rock and punk, this landmark flick showed us what a zombie's favorite food is. Brains! Number 3. 28 Days Later. When well-meaning activists free animals from a lab, they unintentionally release a rage virus. Cue to a month later when all of London lies in ruins. A mail carrier wakes from a coma and unites with other survivors to locate a fortified military base. This ain't your standard gratuitous gore fest. 28 Days Later is a thoughtful exploration of human nature. Plus, running zombies. Number 2. Dawn of the Dead.
Shoot it, man. Shoot it in the head.
Not only is this Romero classic one of the best zombie flicks, it's also one of the best horror films in history. We follow 2 SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and a TV exec as they try to survive the end of the world by taking refuge in a mall. This revolutionary film bleeds thrills and social commentary. And you know what? The 2004 remake isn't half bad either. Number 1. Night of the Living Dead. Taking the top spot on our list is Romero's original cult classic that made zombies a household name, despite the fact the word is never used.
It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide. We have some descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance.
This subversive film sees the dead rise and attack a man and 5 others who are holed up in a farmhouse. Laced with social commentary on issues like racism, this flick moves from atmospherically scary to downright terrifying in the final act.
All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes.
Do you agree or disagree with our list? Feel free to let us know which is your favorite zombie movie before you lumber over to WatchMojo.com to check out our other top 10s.
And there you have it. Top 10 zombie films of all time. Whew. I had a feeling the Night of the Living Dead was going to make the number one spot anyhow. That film has been so highly overrated on shit. Even though it was black and white and George A. Romero's very first film. I mean, it was unbelievable. My parents hate it. I mean, my mom freaks the hell out just from hearing that damn thing. That's why she turns the channel every chance she gets. She says, "Oh, hell no." Okay, so we're moving on now to the history of Michael Myers. So, yeah, that's right. Once again, WatchMojo TV, WatchMojo.com, excuse me, put together a history of the Halloween films. And they followed the history of Michael Myers and basically told us a good deal of everything we wanted to know. From every Halloween film that was ever made to the fact of the Halloween 3 being not even part of Michael Myers' storyline. And how John Carpenter wanted nothing to do with it as well. And now, WatchMojo.com once more with the history of Halloween.
It was inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho and defined the slasher genre. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be taking a look at the Halloween film franchise. Originally titled The Babysitter Murders, 1978's Halloween was written and directed by the master of horror, John Carpenter. The movie told the tale of Michael Myers, a disturbed 6-year-old boy who murdered his older sister on Halloween in 1963. After a 15-year hospitalization, Michael escaped and ventured back to his hometown, where he began stalking a girl named Laurie, played by newcomer actress Jamie Lee Curtis. The 1981 sequel, Halloween 2, began the involvement of other less-known directors, while Carpenter continued to stay involved as the co-writer and producer. In this popular entry in the franchise, Myers continued to stalk Laurie, and audiences discovered that Myers had been adopted and that Laurie was his biological sister. At the insistence of John Carpenter, the third installment, Season of the Witch, kept none of the elements from previous films, aside from the name. Carpenter felt that the series had the potential to branch into a holiday-themed anthology series. As a result, it did not feature Michael Myers or have any connection to the established storyline. It even went so far as to abandon the slasher genre, which the franchise had pioneered. Amidst public confusion over the state of the franchise, the studio acted quickly in order to restore the popular elements once found in the series. Halloween 4 was then appropriately titled The Return of Michael Myers. Carpenter's involvement in the franchise was then further reduced to a supportive writing credit. The film followed the premise that Myers had been in a coma since his last screen appearance. Awaking 10 years after the events of the second movie, Myers discovered that Laurie had died in a car accident. However, she had given birth to a daughter named Jamie, who then became his next target. Only 1 year after its release, the studio felt that the slasher film craze was starting to fade. So they pushed Halloween 5 into production without a solid script. This was the last film in the series with which Carpenter had any involvement. In 1995, the franchise rights were sold to Dimension Films, who were quick to exploit the franchise. They advertised Halloween 6 as 6 times the terror, 6 times the fear, 6 times the thrills of the original Halloween. The film was a commercial failure, but did add an interesting twist to the character with the revelation that he is driven by a curse which forces him to kill his entire bloodline.
It told him to kill his family.
Its failure at the box office resulted in the creation of 1998's Halloween H2O, a semi-sequel that began an alternate timeline that picked up 20 years after the second film and ignored all the films that came in later. To add credibility to the series and reconnect with fans of the original John Carpenter versions, the role of Laurie was reprised by Jamie Lee Curtis. Rapper LL Cool J was also cast in the film to help generate public interest. H2O's sequel, Halloween Resurrection, was the final film within the original franchise. franchise. The film received terrible word of mouth, and the studio's inclusion of Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes did not do much to win over audiences. In 2007 and 2009, the series saw a complete reboot when Rob Zombie was brought on board to retell the events of the first two original films with more gritty cinematic realism and violence. Zombie chose to explore the Myers character's backstory in greater depth.
I'm not listening!
He added a new layer to the franchise by having Laurie's character share similar psychological problems with her brother. Despite the 2007 film performing admirably at the box office, the 2009 sequel tanked. As a result of the reboot's failure, Rob Zombie has refused to come on board for a third film, while Dimension Films went ahead and announced the next entry will be presented in 3D. The project, appropriately entitled Halloween 3D, will seek to capitalize on the tremendous financial success of other recent 3D horror films.
Oh, shit.
And there you have it. The history of Halloween. Unbelievable. Woo-hoo. I mean, unbelievable. Anyways, like I said, this week we don't have just one cosplayer of the week. We have a lot of cosplayers of the week. We've taken the cosplayers of old and new and put them together in this nice little tribute to Halloween. And we're going to show that now, along with some fun stuff in between. So enjoy!
Another head hangs lonely, chances slowly become. Under violence, conflict, silence, who are we mistaken? Oh, you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. You talk like a zombie. It's not in your head, you're a living dead. Whatever you gonna do, you're gonna make me cry.
You look like a zombie.
You make me wanna cry.
Like a zombie. It's not in your head, you're a living dead.
Whatever you gonna do, you're gonna make me cry. And you wanna hold hands in the cemetery, and you wanna be lost for all eternity, and everything's dark and kinda scary, and you pray the full moon, but I don't care. And you want a mountaintop with a little castle, and you wanna name a kids, but Tisha and faster, and all the flash you bring up always dead, and you howl at the moon, but I don't care. Six feet under, you make me wonder. You wanna be undead so you can be hunted. Whatever you gonna do, I'm gonna follow you. You make me wanna follow you.
You wanna be undead, so you can be undead.
Whatever you gonna do, I'm gonna follow you. And you wanna hold hands in the cemetery, and you wanna be lost for all eternity, and everything's dark and kinda scary, and you crave the full moon, but I don't care. And you want a mountaintop with a little castle, and you wanna name a kids, but Tisha and faster, and all the flash you bring up always dead, and you howl at the moon, but I don't care. And you wanna hold hands in the cemetery, and you wanna be lost for all eternity, and everything's dark and kinda scary, and you crave the full moon, but I don't care. And you want a mountaintop with a little castle, and you wanna name a kids, but Tisha and faster, and all the flash you bring up always dead, and you howl at the moon, but I don't care.
In the lab late one night, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash,
They did the monster mash.
the monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
they did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
They played the mash.
They played the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the Monster Mash. Out from his coffin, Rex's voice did ring. Seemed he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash.
It's now the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
And it's a graveyard smash.
It's now the mash.
It's caught on in a flash.
It's now the mash.
It's now the Monster Mash. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band, and my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them what is said.
Then you can mash.
Then you can Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
And do my graveyard smash.
Then you can mash.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mash.
Then you can Monster Mash.
Monster Mash.
You in?
Monster Mash.
Mash.
Monster Mash. Monster Mash.
Oh, and from all of us at the Adventurous Joe Show, from Tara and Angry Joe and myself, we wanted to wish you all a safe and happy Halloween. And come on, people, be safe out there, be smart, don't do stupid shit. We all want to see you still alive and kicking for the rest of this year. Once again, thank you, and peace out, and may the Force be with you. Happy Halloween!